Hey, what is going on? Welcome to Beautiful Start Podcast YouTube channel. And I am absolutely live. If this is your first time tuning in and listening to this, definitely subscribe. If you will listen to this on a replay, definitely subscribe. Okay. Um, and not only subscribe, but definitely share. Now, it's been a long time since I've been live on this channel, but I was saying to myself, it's a beautiful sunny day and I'm going to go live. I miss coming on here going live. Normally, I go live on a late night, but I was like, you know what? Let me go live now. And so I wanted to discuss this thing about change, right? Because I don't know, change, a lot of people, a lot of people think it's so hard to change, right? And so they kind of like stay in their ways. They really don't want to put in the time and effort that it takes to change, right? Because a lot of people are stuck in their ways, right? If you've been doing something for the past 20, 30, 50 years, even if you've been doing the same thing for like 2 years, change may be so difficult and challenging for you because your mind is programmed to be a certain way. So that is why change is so hard for some people because they stuck in their ways, right? And they don't want to be told what to do, right? But I tell you this, if you are sick and tired of living the way you live, or having the same experiences, because I noticed that a lot of people who have certain experiences that they don't want to even, that they don't no longer want to have anymore, have to make a change so they can experience something different. Then you have to force yourself regardless of anything, you know because sometimes it could be like habitual, a habit, right? You've been doing a certain thing for so many years. Lord, see, that's the thing about going live. Like certain alarms and all that stuff goes off. I forgot to I can't edit that out. That whole thing just made me lose my train of thought. That's the thing about going live, is that sporadic things happen and you just be like, oh Lord. But yeah, so let me see if I could remember what I was saying, because that shit just hit me out of nowhere, and reminded me of something, but it doesn't even matter because I'm live. So like, in terms of making a change, like, people find it so difficult to change is because they are stuck in their way, because they have been doing a particular thing for so long and they don't know how to escape it, or they don't want to go through the they don't want to go through like that pain, or that, you know, the feeling of no longer experiencing what they've been going through. They don't want to go through the pain, because at the end of the day, like, change, even though I honestly feel like change is easy, but it's difficult for someone who is accustomed to living a certain lifestyle, or they've been doing something over and over and over for years, right? So it's like, let's say, for instance, if you say to yourself, oh, well, I want to start working out. But if you haven't worked out for like 20, 30, 50 years. Like if you haven't worked out your body, like the first time you in the gym, it's going to feel painful, right? And people don't want to feel that pain, regardless of what it is that you're trying to switch up, right? Some people are trying to leave certain relationships. Some people are trying to leave certain careers. Some people is trying to like switch up their routine, right? Some people just been sitting in the house doing nothing, and now they're going out and, you know, being active and stuff like that. But of course, you're going to feel uncomfortable, or it's not going to be a comfortable situation for you if this is something new to you. But over time, it gets easier. But people don't really want to experience that pain, right? That, you know, pushing yourself, right? Without really seeing the results. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, you know, if you like 500 pounds and you say to yourself, yo, I want to be a buck 50. You know how much work goes into that, right? That's just an example, but I'm saying like that first day one ain't going to feel good. Day 10 ain't going to feel good. Whatever it is that you're trying to pursue, because a lot of people be stuck in their ways. They be stuck in their ways. But it's like, you got to get out of that. You got to get out of that, right? And a lot of times, like, you know, I feel like, you know, a lot of people would say like, you know, older people are stuck in their ways, but I feel like across the board it could be young and old. Because if you've been doing something for years, whether that is a few years or 10 years, but it's something that you've been doing, and now you're trying to get yourself out of it. You know, that's just like, you know, you have an older person who's used to uh not utilizing the internet, right? Because you have a lot of older people out there that's over like 55 years old and or 60 years old who don't really use the internet. Let's go further high in age, like 70, 80. They're not used to that, right? And so they have to, you know, look to the younger generation to teach them. I'm saying like, you know, just a few, you know, some people, you know, you may have even young people that don't really know how to maneuver all this stuff, or, you know, not tech savvy, right? Because I'm not trying to uh, uh do some type of like, you know, age thing, like ageism or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could be ignorant to a particular thing within life, right? So, but the overall point that I'm trying to make is that like learning something new is not going to feel comfortable, and it's not going to at times be easy to grasp, but like over time if you keep doing it and um putting it in your mind that, yo, I want to do this, then it's possible, right? If you could get out of your own way, right? And create a pathway for, I mean, a thought form for you to do this, whatever it is, right? And it could become easy. But I just feel like people who just are stuck in their ways, they're gonna see change as being so difficult and so hard. You know, just like when you see certain people, they want to move up. If you want to move up in a particular field and you don't want to be in that particular field no more, like, right, you see people out there, you know, I see a lot of people, they go to work and they hate their job. And every day they say, oh, I hate my job. I don't want to go. You know, I don't like the people. You know, I don't like the products we sell. I just don't like this job, right? And they get stuck in the realm of complaining about what they don't like, complaining, about the problem. They get into that rather than creating a solution, right? Because the solution is quit. The solution is find another job. Just like you see a lot of women out there, they want to sit around and complain about the man that they chose to be with, the man that they currently are in a relationship with, right? They just want to complain about, oh, what this guy is not doing. He's not making this kind of money, or he's cheating on me, or, he's verbally abusive. Oh, he's not the type of man that I want to be with, but I'll settle for him. But just always complaining, oh, he don't help me out. Oh, he stink. He's too fat. He's too skinny. He too blah 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 blah. They want to complain about it. Right? They're just in a complaining mode, but they're not really out there pushing themselves to change the situation. And to change the situation, if you're in a relationship that you don't want to be in, get out of it. Ain't nobody forcing you to be in no relationship that you don't want to be in. But a lot of times, some of these women out here, they want to just stay in a situation because they are scared to be by themselves, right? They scared to be by themselves. Because at the end of the day, even if you feel like you don't have no choice, you really do have a choice. You don't got to be in no situation you don't want to be in. You don't. It's so many resources out here. A lot of resources out here, right? And another thing is people don't want to change this because they think they need money. They feel as though they set these unrealistic goals that are only obtainable when they receive a certain amount of money. That's just like with relationships and stuff like that, right? Some people will be like, oh, well, I'm not going to leave this relationship because this person's been financially taking care of me, right? But if a person is financially taking care of you, right, but everything else they lacking on, they're not giving you the support that you need. They being abusive verbally and physically. You think the money compensate for that, right? And then it's like the complaining aspect, right? It's just like, okay, day in and day out, you complaining, right? But you staying in a particular situation until you have a certain amount of money. That doesn't make sense, right? I understand that people have like certain plans and certain goals that they, like they want to have things to be a certain type of way before they leave any situation, right? Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's a household, right? Because now you have people that's transitioning from, living with people and living on their own, right? And it's like they want this situation to be perfect, and they want things to pan out the way they plan, right? But I just honestly feel like if something is detrimental, if something is not safe for you, right? And if something is not if something is not safe for you, it's toxic and it's draining your energy, and you're not able to concentrate, you're not able to focus, you're not able to do what it is that you need to do, why not leave a situation, right? But I just feel like with people who are in situations that they don't want to be in and they just want to complain about it, they just want to vent. They not really, they in a state of being stuck. They in a state of not really being mobile with their plans. They just want somebody to just listen to them vent and complain about, a situation that they're not ready to change and they're not willing to change. Because I just feel like when someone is done and they no longer want to mess with, when someone is truly done and they fed up with whatever's going on in their life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's a mindset, whether it's a feeling, whatever it is, it could be your environment where you live. You are not going to let anything stand in your way. You're just going to keep it moving. You're going to keep pushing yourself. You're going to just bounce. You're not going to put certain limitations on you. You're not going to say, oh, well, I need at least $5,000 to be out. You'll leave with just $5. You'll be out. You'll find a way. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, people just like to complain because, I know people who be like, oh, well, when I get my income tax, I'm going to pay you back. I'm going to buy a car. I'm going to put a down payment on a new apartment. I'm going to invest in a business, right? When they get that income tax money, they don't do none of the stuff they said they was going to do. Right. And that's what it is. Like, some people be in a state of just talking. They just talking just to hear themselves talk. They're not really about that changing their lives and making things better. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's a fine line between just talking about what it is that you want to do and actually making it happen. Because I just feel like people who are making it happen is not sitting around talking about it. Being in that state of contemplation, right? They're not in that state, right? I just feel like, people who, want to complain about their problems rather than create a solution, they are stuck in a victim mode. And they want somebody to feel sorry for them, for, like, attention, or just to, hear them speak about what they say they want to do, but they really don't want to do it. They just want to just be on some, like, oh, this person is doing this to me. This person is doing this to me. Like, ain't nobody doing nothing to you that you're not allowing them to do. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hate, like, at this state in life, we have to really understand that we are in complete control of our lives. We're not victims. We are very powerful within our own lives. Like, some people just allow others to take their power. And, with other people taking their power, they become powerless. And that creates a scenario where they feel like they can't change their lives. Because then they feel like they don't have power, and they gave their power away. Like, someone else is going to save you. Ain't nobody going to save you. Ain't nobody going to save you. You got to get up and make it pop for yourself and do what you got to do for yourself. Ain't nobody, sitting around saying, oh, well, let me go over there and help this person out. No. You're going to have to do that for yourself. You're going to have to stand up for yourself, for whatever it is that you want, right? And it's not going to be easy. Change is not easy. It's never easy. It's never easy, right? Starting out. Anything that you initially start out is going to be a little bit challenging, a little bit hard, but over time it becomes easy, but it's something that you got to do on a repetitive thing, right? Something that you do over and over and over and over again, right? I just feel as though in our nature, we are supposed to evolve. We are supposed to grow. Like if you listen to the last live that I did on this channel, I was talking about growth, right? Growth is important. And within growth comes change. Things are not going to stay the same. You know what I'm saying? Our body don't even stay the same, right? Our bodies don't stay the same, right? I'm 40 years old now, right? But the 40-year-old me in this present moment is not the 30-year-old me, and it's definitely not the 20-year-old me. You know what I'm saying? Like I evolved, and becomes why am I stuttering? And with evolution, right? We can be a part of our own evolution, like with the things that we're doing on a consistent basis. Like, what are we putting into our body? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you reading? What are you watching? You know? And that ties into like, manifestation and stuff like that. And what are you intentionally doing to change your life? Right? A lot of people are not intentionally doing anything. They just waking up and being or, just letting the day take them wherever the day take them. And I just feel like we have to definitely be intentional with what we want, or it's just going to be a change that we don't want. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like change is definitely going to happen in our lives, right? You know what I'm saying? You could be a part of somebody else's reality, or you could bring others into your reality, right? And it's just like I got to keep it so real. And why it's so hard to change with certain people is that some people are just lazy, and they're not really going to do the work that it takes. They will just make excuses, right? They're just, you know what I'm saying? They'll talk about the change, like, oh, I want to do X, Y, and Z. I no longer want to be here, right? They want to talk about it, but then they don't want to do it, right? Their actions is not in alignment with what they are actually saying, right? They'll tell you, oh, okay, well, I want to change. I no longer want to be in this position, but they're not really putting in the time and the work and dedicating themselves to making that change. They're just sitting watching TV and they really not doing anything, and then they wonder why they are where they are in life, right? I just feel like, over time, change can become easy, but people have to make that first step. Like, okay, well, let me make this step towards change. Let me do what I need to do on my part. People are not even really willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? They want other people to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Just like, if you go for a coaching session and you doing a one-on-one with somebody, they could provide you with all the information that you need, the tools that you need, even give you an outline, even provide you with certain books and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, someone could give you all the information that you need. But if you don't do anything on your part, how are you going to see results? That's just like if someone's in school, right? You got the teacher providing them with the outline for the course, right? That they're taking. You got the outline, right? So you know everything that's going to be discussed on which date. Like, oh, okay, on this date, we're going to talk about this. On this date, you got this homework assignment. On this date, the homework assignment is due. On this date, you got a project, right? The whole outline, right? All you got to do is come to class, study, read the books, do the assignments, you know what I'm saying? Turn in the homeworks, do the projects, whatever you're supposed to do, right? You know what you're supposed to do. You got the outline, right? But some people go to school and they don't do nothing. They don't even make the effort to do anything on their part. So what does that say about you? Is that, certain people, they want things to be handed to them. They want things to be already like made. They don't want to do their part. Like, I feel like school is your part. Like, you know what you're supposed to do in school, within school, right? And within work, like, think about the workplace. You know what I'm saying? When you go to work, right? Once you're done with the whole training phase or whatever, and you have your schedule, and you know what you are hired to do, right? So you go there and you fulfill that role, doing what you have to do, right? But when you no longer want to do that anymore, when you go there and it's a burden, and you like, damn, I'm just going here for a check. I'm not getting nothing out of this. But money, right? And the money is not really, you know what I'm saying? It's not really sustaining anything, right? Once you know that that job has ran its course on your end, what are you going to do? What? Look for another job, or figure out, what your passion is. You feel what I'm saying? You On your end, you gotta figure out what you want to do, right? And a lot of times, people don't want to do that, that part on their own, right? They want stuff to be already pre-made and handed to them, right? And it's like you got to get out of that, that thought form, that idea, right? Like that, something is supposed to be handed to you, or this idea or concept that change is hard, change is difficult, change, uh, I don't accept change, right? But change needs to be accepted, right? Because sometimes we have to change our ways, because sometimes our own ways is getting in, uh is separating us from where we actually want to be. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you don't like your job, if you don't like the way things are going, then that means it's ultimately up to you to do what it is that you have to do to get to the next level, right? And if your current habits, you know, if the way you are maneuvering now is not in alignment with you changing your circumstances, then that means that you need to change your behavior. That means that you need to do something different. You know what I'm saying? That means that something within you have to change. A certain behavior. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like um you have to force yourself to do that, right? Just like if you say to yourself, oh well, I don't want to be in a particular, relationship no more, I don't like this, right? So then you have to find the strength within yourself to get yourself out of that relationship, or get you out of that situation, right? And a lot of times it's mental, right? Because there's a lot of resources out here for anything, any and everything that we possibly want and need. Like, the resources is out there. But then it's something within your mind. It's a thought form, or an idea that you have, or feeling, and sometimes it could be a belief that, a person may have that they shouldn't be allowing to control their life, right? And a lot of times people have, other sometimes people have other people's idea within their life, right? You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of like when you think about like when you become an adult, right? A lot of times when you really think about the things that you've been taught, right? Sometimes our parents has, induct has embedded certain belief systems within us. You know what I'm saying? Certain ideas. And it's like those certain ideas or belief systems is limiting us to further exceed in life. And sometimes we have to like release those things. Sometimes you have to release it and just start anew, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like, you got to be willing to put in the work ultimately. And sometimes people are not willing to put in the work, or people are not willing to open their minds to learn something different or to do anything different. And it's nothing wrong with changing up your routine and doing something different. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people think they're supposed to be staying the same way forever. That's why you be seeing like, women that's in their 50, they in their 50s still acting like they in their 20s. I mean, and in reference to like uh the choices and decisions that they're making that are not conducive to their life as it is now. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, right? Sometimes when you been doing something for so long, right? You get stuck. Like I was saying earlier, like people are stuck in this way of being. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we have to eliminate that so that we can see something different, right? But you have a lot of some women that's in their 50s and they still doing the same thing that they was doing in their 20s. You know what I'm saying? And it created a cycle that is not good. But I seen a lot of women out there who was having issues with money. Like they didn't know how to manage money. You know what I'm saying? They was doing dumb stuff with their money, like they'll work, get their money, go shopping, don't even pay their rent, don't even pay their bills. But then they want to know why they're not, then they want to know why they're getting kicked out of their apartment. Because you didn't pay your rent. There's a lot of people out there that be in and out of, the system. However that looks for you. However that looks. You know what I'm saying? In terms of going in the shelter system, going on public aid, doing stuff like that. But they have the money. You mean to tell me you working a whole job, you have enough money to pay your rent, and you not paying your rent because you want to buy the latest fly stuff? That's a problem. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like you mismanaging your money, right? And it gets deeper. It gets deeper than that, but that's just the example. It's just like, even that, like you could sit back and be like, yo, I got a problem. It's no way, and it doesn't even have to be something in terms of, oh, low income. Oh, only low income people do this. It's people out there that makes a lot of money, way more money. You know what I'm saying? Like making 100K a month, and they don't even manage it right. You know what I'm saying? They don't budgeting don't have anything just to do with like, low income, right? If you don't know how to manage your money and prioritize what's important, then it doesn't matter how much money you make. You can make, you know what I'm saying, $1,000 a month and all the way up to like 100K a month. You feel what I'm saying? But if you don't know how to manage your money and prioritize, then that's the problem. You're not gonna pay your bills whether you have it or not. Like, you just not gonna pay it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I knew somebody who never paid their rent, never paid their bills. Everything was just a fashion show. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I want to look like the latest, but it's like, all right, why are you putting yourself in these certain situations that you don't even have to be in no more? Right? You know what I'm saying? Then I just feel like when people are not allowing themselves to change and learn something different, or even to understand themselves as to why they doing certain things, you know what I'm saying? Then it opens this door for them to have this when they're not willing to do that. It's just a cycle. It becomes a cycle. You know what I'm saying? Of these choices that are not conducive to your life. But when you open that door to understanding what's going on and opening your eyes and really allowing yourself to be in this state where you are open to change and changing, you know what I'm saying, changing your ways, then things can look up for you. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, why not do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're struggling with a certain particular thing within your life, you know what I'm saying? Uh we should be able to, like, cuz this is just not like, oh, I'm just saying, like, people, it's this podcast, this YouTube stuff like that I'm putting out here, like, I'm live right now, yes, right? Because, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. It's things that I struggle with. It's things that, I go through on a daily basis. But the key thing that I always say to myself is to stay focused and to be present and to be aware and to always be in a state where I'm asking myself, like, is this what I want? Is going to give me the outcome that I want and I need? I say that to myself, you know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like every day we should be becoming better, right? We should quiz and